Hello and welcome to the Scottish Building Society Scottish Women's Premier League. We're live today from K Park in East Kilbride as Celtic host Motherwell. Now, with 5 wins from the last 5 games and an 8-0 victory over Forfar Farmington last weekend, this is Celtic side still pressing for one of those top 2 spots. Motherwell, meanwhile, still sits 7th in the table with just 2 wins so far this season and so face another tough test this afternoon. At half-time, we'll hear from Glasgow City's Ode Filotodulu on her remarkable journey from the Democratic Republic of Congo to Scotland. But with all of that to come, let's get to today's match. I'll pass you over to our commentary team of Polly McDonald and Stuart Mitchell, who can bring you the team news.
Thank you, Iona. Big game this afternoon. 3 changes for Celtic from the side that had that emphatic victory up in Forfar. Chloe Logan is back in between the posts. Jacinta and Rachel Donaldson also take their place back in the starting 11. A new signing, London Pollard, who's arrived from Forfar, takes her place on the bench this afternoon as well. And for Motherwell, there's 4 changes to the side that lost out to Rangers at home last Sunday, which was in front of our cameras. Those changes are Lauren McGregor back in goal after her little injury. Rosie Slater on loan from Rangers takes her place back in defence. Claire Adams in the midfield and Abby Skelton in the attack, as Motherwell will look to hit Celtic on the counter-attack this afternoon. And as Iona said, delighted to say I'm once again joined by Polly McDonald in commentary. Pauline, a big victory for Celtic last weekend, and they're all out today looking to make it 6 consecutive wins in the league.
Yeah, they absolutely will be, and I'm sure everybody's aware that later on this afternoon we have obviously Rangers versus Glasgow City, so 3 points crucial for Celtic today and could potentially change the way the top of the table sits.
There was some really top quality finishes in that game up in Forfar last week for the Celtic side, and Fran Alonso must be delighted that the goals are being spread amongst his team as well, and there's a lot of depth there as we've seen with the 3 changes this afternoon.
Yeah, there definitely is a lot of depth, and obviously that's a great position for Fran to be in, especially moving forward these next 3 weeks with 3 midweek games for all teams. But yeah, like you say, I think it's a really positive position that they have, especially having those goals coming from all over the pitch. And I think last weekend Anna Philby added 2 from midfield and 1 assist as well, so she seems to have been a really, really positive signing for Celtic in that kind of prior to that second round of fixtures.
Stuart Hall, as you've just saw on your screen, and Motherwell are looking to put a bit of pressure onto Forfar Farmington, who they will face on Wednesday, but also looking to pull away from Hearts at the bottom of the SWPL 1 table. And in recent games since the restart of the season, Pauline, they've impressed. They've done a really good job against sides, but maybe just haven't been able to get over the line and get a result. They did so against Hearts, but I'm looking at more the Spartans and the Forfar Farmington games, which were good performances, very close, but they didn't pick anything up.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree with you there, and I think the important thing, for this Motherwell side is that every game they'll look at the performance and maybe not particularly the outcome, so looking to build on a performance from week to week. Definitely parts of games that I've seen, they can do really well in terms of the compact defensive unit, but maybe have potentially struggled within that counter-attacking play and been able to get the ball in back of the net.
And looking at Motherwell, visitors to K Park, it's a tough place to come. We've seen recently with Hibs, they started really well against Celtic, but I would assume that Motherwell will take a lot of motivation from Forfar Farmington's result here at the start of December with a 2-2 draw, that it can be done against Celtic.
No, you're absolutely correct. I think, that, if you go back and they watch that game, Forfar defended extremely well. And I'm very unfortunate to go away with just only a point. So, yeah, that would be the game plan. Compact defensively, aggressive, out of possession, and then to be able to utilise probably Kayla McDonald and trying to hold the ball up. And then it's about important how quickly they can then get support to her.
As you can see, Chelsea Watson and Lauren McGregor of Motherwell leading out the away side this afternoon. A couple of changes, but that Motherwell team last week did do a strong job for the first 20 minutes or so against a quality Rangers side who've been taking the league by storm this season. And Celtic, as we said, looking to make it 6 consecutive wins on the bounce since that restart defeat against Glasgow City. And they are the opponents on Wednesday as we enter a hectic month, but something to really look forward to in SWPL 1, with games almost every midweek in the future calendar. It'll be a big ask for all the sides involved. I see Fran Alonso with a smile on his face there. He'll want this momentum from a victory today to go into that result on Wednesday, but all eyes can only be on the game at hand at the present. And we mentioned Celtic having goals spread amongst the team, and then Motherwell doing a good job last week, Pauline, but is there one player that you'd pick out from either side today that's one to really watch?
For me, I've really enjoyed the return of Sarah Teagarden to this Celtic side. I think she plays with great confidence and fluency, and her movement in midfield to get on the ball is really exciting. So yeah, definitely one to watch for me today. From a kind of Motherwell perspective, you know, a couple of weeks back I seen Rosie Slater make her debut at left back. Very young player, born 04, potentially part of our U19 youth programme moving forward. So, you know, great to see her get her first start for Motherwell and minutes on the clock in adult football. So I'll be really keen to see how she matches up against potentially Jacinta or Lee in today's game.
It will be an intriguing 90 minutes ahead of us as Celtic and Motherwell get set to face off. Today's referee is Stuart Luke, the man in the middle in charge, as all players show their continued fight against racism by taking a stand. And off we go. Motherwell get us underway. You can already hear the instruction from Celtic to press high, and Sarah Teagarden's in here, capitalise on the mistake from Gallen. She's doing well to try and hold off the Celtic midfielder. Ball across the back of the box, cleared away. Early pressure to get us underway, but we will see what Motherwell will be looking to do when Celtic go forward to try and hit behind on the counter-attack. And a good start for them to get moving up the field. Celtic possession. Motherwell losing out. Teagarden again looking to release Sarah Ewins. The ball might get there still. Chelsea Watson clears away up towards Gardner. And just early look, I mean, we looked at the lineup earlier, Pauline, we did see a lot of width in that Celtic side, so it looks like Rachel Donaldson then in a kind of right back position to start.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like two very attacking wing backs in that starting 11 today, and obviously that tells us a lot about the way that Celtic are potentially looking to play, create overloads in the wide area, and will really want to dominate possession of the ball throughout the 90 minutes.
Donald and Guat looking forward. Think about the long range effort. She definitely has that in her locker. The shot's blocked. Donaldson charging forward. Philby now takes over. A bit of a clash between the two players has resulted in a sore one either side. Play continues. Robertson looking for Lee. Connor goes across to try and prevent her making way into the box. Rachel Connor does well. Still there for Lee. Crossed in. Jacinta. Teagarden awaits that run from Donaldson. Ewins uses the space to turn. Likewise Teagarden just looking for room to manoeuvre. Gardner gets that away. Chloe Craig, who looks to be in a centre back position this afternoon, but extremely high up the pitch already. Kelly Clark, the lone defender, back for Celtic. Chloe Craig, who scored against Motherwell in the away fixture for Celtic in a 5-0 win back in December. Tries to get the ball again, and she does well to come out on top. Mariah Lee. A bit of trickery. Finds some space. Philby with a quick return. Lee's through on goal. Can't get the first time shot away and blocked out by Gallen. Still there for Celtic. Atkinson's shot charged down as well. And again, that's Lauren Gallen doing the defensive duty.
Really good spell for Celtic, yeah, down that left-hand side, and it's a really interesting match-up of Mariah Lee versus Rachel Connor, and it's going to be a tough afternoon. It'll be exciting to see who kind of comes out on top of that 1v1 situation.
Congested far side over there. Again, Motherwell doing well. They done that so well last week against Rangers, just getting their bodies in front of everything, and with that battle spirit they've won the free kick, and that will get them out their defensive zone now.
Yeah, they've started well defensively today, Stuart, and like you say, showing real aggression and commitment to the cause. You know, I think for me, they just need to find those kind of seconds of composure to kind of play the ball away from pressure, and then potentially move up the field with a little bit more composure. Otherwise, it's going to keep coming back upon them, and it'll be a long 90 minutes for them.
Chelsea Watson with the free kick. She started all 13 league games up to today for Motherwell. The ball's going to go directly back to Motherwell's final third, and Gallen just a bit late with the challenge on Sarah Ewens there. So gives her apologies, and the referee will just have a quick word.
I think the intent was always to play the ball there, Stuart, but I think, like you say, she's just maybe came in a little bit late, and we know that, you know, Sarah Ewens, very good athlete and a very quick player as well, so she's probably just going to have to use these first 5-10 minutes to adapt to the speed of the player that she's up against.
Just mistimed, and Lisa Robertson will have the chance to deliver. Chloe Craig at the back, Philby at the front, and a pack in between those two. Robertson to deliver, high on top of the goalkeeper. McGregor collects, and a good touch for her back into the Motherwell side this afternoon.
Yeah, it's a good take there. She had the pressure of Sarah Teagarden on her, so she'll take confidence from that.
Donald Ngwa does well to take that one down, awaits the support, wins the throw in high. There's the run forward there of Rosie Slater just up to help her attacking teammate. Rosie Slater, only 17 years old, on loan from Rangers. Celtic will be able to clear. 3 players trying to crowd out Lee, but she manages to do brilliantly and get away with the ball. Jacinta moves forward. Looked for the run of Atkinson, just couldn't play the ball in behind. Here's Jade Gallen for Motherwell. Watson finds Laurie Gardner.
Good ball out to Gardner there by Watson.
Can Motherwell get some bodies up into the box? McDonald Ngwa's looking. Gardner there with the touch, with the strike across goal. And that is just inches away for Abby Skelton to try and direct that one into the net. But very, very positive signs from Motherwell.
Definitely was, and probably an opportunity missed, we would say.
A lovely pass picked out. Gardner just across goal, just needed the touch. In behind the Celtic defence. Just over 6 minutes gone at K Park. A very interesting start so far. Motherwell still battling away high up the pitch here. Donald Ngwa wins the corner. Good mentality from the away side.
Absolutely, and Kayla McDonald's has done extremely well for her team there, and you know, Motherwell will take a lot of confidence from this.
An opportunity for Lauren Gallen, Chelsea Watson to get into the area. You can see McDonald Ngwa near to join number 17 at the back. Claire Adams to deliver the corner towards the front post. It takes deflection, and that was nearly over the line from Lauren Gallen, but at the last second Chloe Logan just bounced up and managed to stop that one from going in the net.
I think good delivery there from young Claire Adams, and from kind of probably Celtic perspective, just not aggressive enough in trying to win that first ball.
Do you think Fran Alonso maybe a little bit unhappy with the defending of that set piece?
Yeah, I would agree, because you know that Celtic are a very physical team and are well known for being, you know, very, very good in the air, you know, whether the set players for or against. So yeah, for me, too easy there for Motherwell.
One thing you can be certain of today, we're in a commentary position quite close to both head coaches, so you will hear both sides being instructed through the game. Big points up for grabs for both sides, important for different reasons. Gallen upfield, but that one straight to Philby. Motherwell will get the second break.
I think that's just another moment that we maybe spoke about earlier, Stuart, that just to find that little bit of composure there and retain the ball is going to be so important for Motherwell today.
One thing that's clearly evident this week, as it was last week with Motherwell, is they know their jobs individually. They seem to, you know, work really well when they're changing from being in attack to going to defend and covering their teammates.
No, yeah, I would absolutely agree with that. And it's like I say, it's about fine detail and fine margins, and just, you know, they're going to spend a lot of the game without the ball, and today when they do have it, it's so important they can try and keep it and move the team up the pitch.
Celtic, of course, expect to have a lot of the ball, especially at home, but they do so in most games. Jacinta wriggling her way. Teagarden looking for the run of Jacinta again, and looking for her first Celtic goal, but the pass just didn't make its way through. As we approach 10 minutes, still 0-0 between Celtic and Motherwell, but an interesting start both ways. Here's Philby looking out wide for the run of Donaldson. Jacinta just moved inside, and maybe a little bit of miscommunication there between Celtic's front players.
I think we might find that today. Obviously the personnel in wide area has changed significantly from probably, you know, more defensive fullbacks to far more attacking fullbacks, so it'll take time, you know, to gauge and develop those communications and relationships throughout.
The longer Motherwell keeps Celtic out, the more the confidence will grow. And things like this, the free kick that helped take the pressure off, is something that will add to that also.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be key in terms of the way that Motherwell try and manage the game, especially in phases whereby Celtic are dominating possession for long periods of time.
Chelsea Watson, high upfield. Just looking for Gallant, but it's played over for Ingalls, looking for Skelton to run onto it. Atkinson there first to see it over, but the corner will be given. Celtic will be looking to get this one away, unlike the last corner, and potentially look for that quick break upfield with Motherwell pushing bodies forward. You can see Chelsea Watson, Lauren Gallant moving in at the back of the area again.
It's a very interesting matchup, isn't it, in terms of physicality. Celtic probably don't come up against maybe that sort of physicality as often as some.
Robertson clears. Now a chance for Celtic to burst forward. Donaldson has plenty in support, but she just can't get the ball under control.
Lost opportunity there for Celtic, has good numbers in support.
Is that one of those situations where you know you've got the ball under control, you're just looking at what your next move might be, and you lose the ball from under your feet?
Yeah, she maybe had too many options ahead of her there. A little bit of indecision.
Teagarden out for Craig. Donaldson, former Falkirk and Stirling Uni player, infield to Robertson. It's a good press from Motherwell. McDonald Ngwa gives the ball back to Jade Gallant. She only has a striker up there for support. Out left it goes to her. That's inside. The pass in between both Gallant and Skelton. Remember, Jade Gallant, the midfielder for Motherwell. Lauren Gallant, her twin at the back. Robertson asks Jacinta to move forward. Inside for Philby. There's the strike, but that one off target. And there's possibly just a little sign of how frustrating Celtic are finding it after the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, just lack of kind of precision in that final execution there. But, you know, I think, you know, the attack before that, I think probably Stuart Hall is looking for Kayla McDonald to be a little bit more direct, knowing that, you know, that she definitely has it in her locker to shoot from distance.
Lauren McGregor, the unknown Kilmarnock goalkeeper. She'll have more action ahead of her as well, with SWPL 2 returning after a spell at Motherwell. She'll be going back to Kilmarnock, and there's more competitive games there for her to play in, so an extended footballing summer. Jade Gallant in Motherwell's midfield, also on loan from Partick Thistle. So there'll be a number of players looking at possible SWPL 2 returns. Do you think with the way the last few minutes have gone, Pauline, that Celtic are looking to just try and keep a hold of the ball more now than releasing those quick attacks and maybe getting those wrong?
Yeah, it's about, you know, showing a balanced approach and picking your moments to try and exploit, you know, whether it's space in front of the Motherwell back line or whether or not it's in behind. But the last thing they want to do is become frustrated.
Kelly Clark, Celtic captain, over to Chloe Craig, who stands in as vice-captain. Jacinta in space. Philby asks for the pass, receives. Donaldson out wide right, goes for the cross in, headed away strongly by Gallant. Down goes a Motherwell player, Teagarden. Tries to work it on the left. Ingalls recovers after getting back up, and she'll be fouled there. And that's a couple of times we've seen Celtic give away those free kicks in an attacking zone.
Yeah, and I think obviously that's just aggression, you know, and when they do lose possession there, they want to press and win the ball back as quickly as possible. So, you know, these moments are going to happen, but from a Motherwell perspective, it allows them to break up the game, which is a positive for them.
Chelsea Watson on the free kick. She scored from a set-piece free kick earlier in the season against Hearts. She obviously a prime choice for set-piece taker, especially the free kicks for Stuart Hall. That one doesn't fully come out to plan. Celtic on the attack. Robertson's pass just a little heavy for Jacinta. Slater with the throw. Craig with the foot in. Gardner nicely getting the ball through for McDonald and Gua. Forced back. Slater takes over. Come out on top again. A little triangle here for Motherwell to work with. There's the overlapping run. A couple in the box, but that one straight to Celtic colours. Teagarden. Ewens does well to control. Jacinta just can't collect. Jade Gallant. Watson. Looking for Skelton. Atkinson in front for Celtic. Lee, there's screams of the ball to go out wide for Lisa Robertson. She will pick it up. 3 in the box, but the cross is all wrong. And the goal kick to Motherwell.
Difficult one for Lisa Robertson to take on her left foot there, and obviously can't keep the ball in the pitch. But just prior to that, really positive spell, and good to see Motherwell show some composure in possession and keep the ball, Stuart. And I think maybe, you know, when they do have dead ball situations, I'd like to see them maybe be a little bit braver and try a little bit more of that.
As the rain starts to hammer down again in East Kilbride. It's been on and off all morning. Well, we awaited kick-off. And that could potentially play a part on the pitch for both sides.
Yeah, I think that the rain will definitely help from a Celtic perspective, because it'll help them to move the ball more quickly and with more intensity, which could provide more challenging for Motherwell this afternoon.
Thrown towards Sarah Ewens. 9 goals this season for Celtic in the league. Watson clears upfield, high into the sky. Taken down. Donald Ngwa tries to get her body in. Gardner will take over. The touch all the way through to Kelly Clark, and she'll sweep up. Time for Chelsea Watson to get the header all the way to Teagarden, looking to play in Ewens. Gallen there again for Motherwell. Jacinta for Celtic. Quick passing. Could be there again. Claire Adams takes over for Motherwell. Cleared upfield by Ingalls, looking for Skelton. That'll be an interesting battle between Abby Skelton, the former Celtic player, and Izzy Atkinson.
It's a good idea there by Motherwell, but just that final execution into Abby Skelton just lacked a little bit of precision.
Chloe Craig approaching 200 appearances for Celtic. Her next goals are 65th as well. If she can get on the score sheet this afternoon, something Chloe Craig has done all season, really.
Yeah, she certainly has. She's definitely probably added to her tally more this season than of most, and I'm sure she'll be very happy with that.
Today's her 199th appearance for Celtic, and she's been heavily involved in the squad, a leader in Fran Alonso's Celtic team. You could see, we thought she started more in the centre. She's out right now. I think that was a quick change that we've missed there, maybe, Pauline, but the ball forward for Ewens.
Potentially.
Looking up, now Lee's going in at the back post for Celtic. Ewens waits, trying to get around Watson. Ball's high, Donaldson's there with the header and stuck into the back of the net. Rachel Donaldson unmarked, and that's her 10th goal for Celtic. And just approaching 20 minutes here at K Park. That's the lead Celtic were looking for. Celtic 1, Motherwell 0.
Fantastic work there by Sarah Ewens down that right hand side, and you know, the precision on the cross is excellent there. She just hangs it up for Rachel Donaldson to attack at the back post.
It's her 4th league goal of the season. She scored the 3rd in the 5-0 win away from home back in December And Rachel Donaldson continues an impressive scoring form against Motherwell. And you could hear Fran Alonso already. He's louder after that goal than he has been through most of the game because he wants Celtic to keep going for more.
Very passionate coach, and likes to motivate his players from the side in the moments of the game that he feels are important.
Motherwell will still take confidence from their strong start. They haven't had too many opportunities, Celtic, but when that clear one presented itself to Rachel Donaldson from Ewan's cross, it was certainly taken, and that may just settle Celtic as well. We said earlier, Pauline, about the goals being spread around Celtic, and it's another player that's come into the side that wasn't starting last weekend on the score sheet.
Yeah, I know, and great for Rachel Donaldson, and I think the more you have players scoring from all over the pitch, the more confidence that brings to the team as a whole, and the more competitive it is for positions also.
Celtic stretching the game out to Jacinta on the right. They'll win the throw-in. A chance for the back line to step into the Motherwell half. The goal scorer over to take the throw. Slater steps into clear. Unluckily, that one comes off her last, and Celtic will have the corner. Kelly Clark making her way towards the 6-yard area at the back post. Chloe Craig as well. We've seen her with a few headers this season. To the back post it goes. Kelly Clark read it, made the run to retrieve the ball. Connor's clearance not clean, and off it goes for another corner to Celtic.
I think maybe just a little bit too much on that delivery there from Robertson, as it looked like all the taller players were loaded up on the goalkeeper as opposed to trying to hit the back post area, so maybe more position from them could be important.
Just out of your picture, Motherwell leaving Abby Skelton up high for a potential break. Jacinta crosses low. It'll be another corner for Celtic. Gallen's clearance, Jade Gallen, that is just putting it behind, but better than that trick than all the way through into the 6-yard area.
Just needs to show a little bit more composure in that situation, as she's got good capability in terms of her defending characteristics.
Jacinta's delivery, Craig with the header, and that one will go for the goal kick. Not far away. A tough one to take for the Celtic defender. Motherwell start again short. Slater looking for Gardner. Donaldson there. Philby for Ewins. Teagarden takes over. Rides the challenge. Tries the shot. Not much on there for Ceda Teagarden, so she must have felt she had the only option of taking the shot on goal.
Yeah, I think Gallen actually does well in that situation. She doesn't commit too early and forces Teagarden to make the decision.
You can see in those situations, Pauline, that Celtic are kind of looking to cut inside on the left foot, but Motherwell are stopping that from happening.
Yeah, I think that, the important thing for Motherwell here is they don't get frustrated or disappointed after conceding, because they had good spells of defending and good spells in possession as well, and they really need to take confidence from that and continue to believe in the game plan.
A free kick for Motherwell. You just saw Rachel Donaldson onto the referee's book for scoring, and now for a yellow card. The first one